What's going on, people? In this episode, I share with you my personal review of the PRS SC2408. I'm Jorge Lanzas, and now we break it down. Alright, thank you so much for being here once again in another video, and as usual, remember to like and subscribe and do all those cool little things that we like to do in YouTube so you and me can stay in touch with each other. Anyway, let's get to it, right? Okay, the PRS SC2408, I've had it pretty much almost like a year, so at this point I pretty much know what it does and how it does it and what the quirks are, what's good about it and what's not so good about it, which are very, very few things, and we will get to them. So why don't we just pick the guitar and check it out? Okay, so here we go. Just like if you saw the unboxing, which if you didn't, it's right here. Go watch it right after. Okay, but here it is. I digress. PRS definitely did a great job in this guitar. And like I said in the unboxing, I really got lucky with the top on this one because it just looks really good. And I'm not sure that every single veneer is going to be as active as this one is. But as you can tell, like it just moves a lot. And I feel like the top looks so good, especially right here in the area of the little horn. I really love it. So like everybody will tell you, the specs are a mahogany body, and we do have a bunch of plies. I don't know how many are they, but maybe like 4 or at least 3. No, it's going to be 4. But they do such a good job hiding the seams. And of course, then we have a maple top, right? And then of course, that beautiful maple veneer. We have this cool PRS tremolo that, to be honest, I haven't used once, other than like stuff like this that I do. Like I will do like a chord and then I just fake it like that. But other than that, I haven't done anything. What I can actually say is that it's super stable. Really stable. I don't know if it's the fact that they put 4 springs behind it, but it's like really stable. And another detail that I want to share with you guys is that when I first got the guitar, I couldn't really like get along with it. I liked it. I knew that the sound was, up until that point, I knew the sound was okay. And it was very comfortable. I felt like the action was fairly low after I did a nice little setup on it and everything. So I was like, okay, it's pretty good, but something wasn't really clicking. And then I realized it's the strings. PRS, I think it's doing themselves a big disservice when they ship this kind of guitars with 9s, because even though a lot of people, I think, like them, and maybe the reason behind putting 9s is because most people use the 9s, I guess. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me in the comment section down below what's like the most popular string gauge. But the reality is that as soon as I put 10s in this guy, it just came to life. I started loving it. So I think very important, if you ever get the chance to get one of these, remember that you might not love it as much as you might love it if you put some 10s in it. And I think it might be linked to the fact that this is a 25-inch scale length instead of like the 25.5 like Fender. So yeah, take that for what it's worth. Let's keep going with the little features. We do have a tone knob right here that spins pretty nicely. In this case, I did change the knobs for the lampshade just because I do like the lampshades a lot better. I think they look better. Let me know in the comment section if you like the lampshades more than the speed knobby thing that it came with. And then we have these 2 little switches right here, which are going to be in charge of helping you split the coils. Or in the case of PRS, actually tap the coils, because they're not just splitting it. They're weakening one coil just to give you the feel of like a single coil. But I feel like it maybe sounds a little bit more like a P90 because it's a little bit more powerful, a little bit girthier. Anyway, but we're going to listen to those in the examples. So let's keep going. Then we have the 28515S TCI pickups. It's a mouthful, huh? But this S is just basically the import version of their pickups. Then we have this really nice looking, let me see if I can hide from the autofocus. We have this beautiful rosewood neck with the beautiful bird inlays. And if you've seen my videos, you know that I have a thing for the bird inlays. Let's see if I can say it again. It has to be the birds. On a PRS, I love the birds. Anyway, but the rosewood in this one is like so tight, the grain. It just feels so nice. It's really, really nice feeling. And it's really nicely tooled too. There's only like a few little spots that it has like dings there inside in the fretboard, which I don't think I did that. And yeah, but overall, really, really well. In terms of quality control, it has one tall fret, and I think it's the fourth or the fifth, either or. But for some reason, it doesn't really affect me. So I never went in there and like fix it. But if I have to fix it, I probably would. And then we have just the regular tuners. They're non-locking. But I think they do a great job, especially if you follow like the tips that PRS give you on how to tie your strings. I think that would be good. Anyway, if I would have a gripe aesthetically, other than the knobs, which I changed, the zebra pickups, it's really not my thing. I don't think they look exceptionally great. I think it's exactly what makes it look a little bit like a cheap guitar, kinda, even though it's not a cheap guitar at all. Anyway, let's just keep going. I think that would be enough for the features. Let's talk a little bit more about the things that you can feel. I think that one of the highlights in the guitar is that it does feel very comfortable. The neck is nice. It reminds me a little bit of a Gibson. Sometimes in the middle of the night when I'm like super tired, I forget if I'm playing the PRS or the Gibson. Just if I don't pay attention, you know what I mean? Just because it feels fairly similar, I guess. In my hand, maybe it's not going to feel that similar in yours, but it's fairly comfortable. I do have fairly large hands. But really comfortable. The action, you can get really low. Maybe not super low, but whatever in the gauge, it says like 0.5. They call that low. You can do that on this one. Maybe I haven't gotten as low as you could probably go, but I'm okay with that because I like it the way it feels right now. And it's great. If I would have to say the only functional thing that is wrong about this guitar is that the pots are pretty noisy. And I hope I remember when I'm doing the sound examples to show you how noisy they are. So if you were like the type of player that is going to try to do like a volume swell in the middle of a song, forget about it. Not with this particular guitar. Because it's just like, it just gives you that sound, you know, and
nobody wants to hear that.
So yeah, that would be it. The electronics are not super reliable. And sometimes these little guys, they don't work. So I would have to go with the Oxit and clean them. And thank you, Philip McKnight, because I think that's where I saw it in a video of his, that he had that problem. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, let me get some Deoxit and fix it. And I fixed it instantly. But I feel like it's like a maintenance thing. You have to keep doing it. I don't know why. Because in my other guitars, I never have to do any of this. Anyway, I digress. So overall, this guitar, pretty great. Let's just hear a few examples. Okay, so let's just do the sound test. We're going to start on the neck pickup, full humbucker mode, which is these two little switches down. Middle position. Bridge position. Now let's do the whole shebang, but let's split the whole situation. Let's start on the neck. Middle position. The bridge position. So something really cool about this guitar is that when you're in the middle position, you actually have a little bit more freedom because you can independently split the coils. So in this case, let's try a split neck and a full humbucker on the bridge. Or we can do the complete opposite by splitting the bridge and keeping the neck as a humbucker. So that's a lot of options right there. So something really cool though, let's go to the neck again, and then if we start on a humbucker and then I split it, back to humbucker. So something really cool is that when you don't really lose that much volume in humbucker mode as opposed to the split coil. There's still a little bit of a difference, but not huge. Nice. So you get the gist, it's really nice. Let's try to put a little bit of gain and hear a few sounds. So let me go change my amp. Now let's hear some ganache. Starting on the bridge position, humbucker mode. Middle position. Neck position. Sick. So anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's, oh, just for fun, let's try this experiment. Let's split it on the neck, volume down. Wow, they clean a lot. Right now, let's see, I'm on volume 6. Let's see if I can go lower. I'm starting to lose it there. Let me take the tone down and see what happens. Anyway, so you know what I mean? That's this is that same tone, like the same amp, everything is the same. Now just move all the switches and we're back to that gnarly tone. So you know what I mean? They really hit the nail on the head on this guitar. Okay, so there you have it. The PRS SC2408, great guitar. Really, really, really awesome. And let's just get to the bottom of it right now. If your budget is around $1,000, which is, I think this guitar is probably $929 or something. I'm going to put it right here. So it's under $1,000. That is probably the best guitar that you can put your money on if versatility is the name of the game. If you're a metalhead, you need a metalhead guitar. If you're a jazz player, maybe you need a jazz guitar. But if you're somebody like me, studio guy, producer. Sometimes you do metal, sometimes you do pop, sometimes you do funk, sometimes you do disco. I think this is a great guitar because as soon as you change the amp, it gives you everything you need. The pickups are hot enough to push almost any amp that you have. And if you want to go clean and you have a super high headroom amp, you can still sound like sort of Fender-ish or maybe P9-ish. It's just really nice as long as you play with that volume knob, man. You have to know that every time you pick up a guitar, it's not just, 10-10. I mean, it could be. If you're that person, that's great, more power to you. But for me, I have to find sweet spot in things. And there's reasons why these guitars have numbers in them. And when there's like pointers everywhere so that you know where you are. And sometimes you find the right sound because remember, you're managing gain structure and build up on frequencies and different things that you're putting, every tone stack, every pedal, everything that you're doing, it's creating a whole moving organism of electrical circuitry going around. Not to get nerdy, but all I'm saying is like it's a lot happening. And little changes in how that circuit is going, it's going to make a nice change in your auditory fulfillment. So if you have a tone in your mind, don't disregard those little tones and switches in your guitar because those might lead you to the tone that you actually want to have. Man, I'm telling you, this guitar is really, really good for the budget. Maybe nothing can touch it. I think that will be the end of this video. So as usual, remember, if you like this video, definitely subscribe, stay warm, stay safe, go to the comment section down below and let me know what you think. Other than that, I'm out.